Hello. Well, if you have questions about Election Day, we have answers. We're talking to the leaders of two nonpartisan groups working to make sure voters are informed when heading to the polls. And if you have a small business that's ready to move to the next level, there's an organization working to help business owners become entrepreneurs forever. Plus, two authors are here to share how they are growing a community of writers with a passion for expressing Black culture. So pull up a chair and meet us at the corner. Intersection starts right now. Hello, I'm Lisa Smith, the Director of Community Impact at KDKA Plus and the host of Intersections. Well, November 5th is a couple of months away, but there is a flurry of activity leading up to Election Day. That includes voter registration drives, volunteer recruitment, candidates forums, and more. Here to talk about some of those activities are Tim Stevens. He is the CEO of the Black and Political Empowerment Project, or BPEP. Also, Ruth Quint, the co-president of the League of Women Voters of Greater Pittsburgh. Welcome both of you to Intersections.
Good to be here.
Thank you.
So, when we say it's busy, how busy is it for both of your organizations? Ruth?
It is extremely busy for the League of Women Voters this year. We're getting unprecedented levels of requests for tabling, for speakers, for help with registration, people calling the office asking for mail-in ballot applications for help registering. And we're seeing a lot of hits on the website, how to register, how to get your mail-in ballot. So we're happy to see that engagement.
Yeah, how about you, Tim?
I think people realize it's a historic election, life-altering for the nation. And we're involved with the League. We formed a coalition called VIP, Voting is Power. Pittsburgh Regional Coalition consists of about 30 organizations. The League and BPEP were two of the founding members of that. So we have several forums, and we have October 10th, 15th, 17th, 24th, so it's quite a bit, including congressional debate and other candidate nights where people come and hear from the candidates from the various positions or offices that are up in this election in different communities. So since we don't have time for all that, but people can go to bpep.net, b-pep.net, and get that information. We also are having 25 buses in this election for 2 months out of all 4 garages. And that message will say, BPEP, we vote in each and every election, which is our theme. It's a lifetime commitment, by the way. If we did that as Black people, we'd be somebody, let's be honest. But then straight across it says, historic presidential election, vote. And at the top, vote November 5th. We also have purchased some 600 yard signs, 400 of our vote signs that people can put in their windows of their churches, businesses, whatever, getting that message out. And again, we'll be hosting together these forums, and on the 16th at 5:30, at the corner of Alma Speed Fox Way, Kirkpatrick, and Wiley Avenue, we'll have a launching of the fall campaign with all of our partners at that corner at 5:30 on the 16th of September. So all this is going on. We're involved in so much, and the young people that we're working with as well. League may want to talk about that for a minute, because we've been involved with them, but they were one of the lead organizations on that piece.
I was going to ask you about
huddle.
I was going to ask you about that. So there's the youth huddle that's coming up, but then there's also just trying to engage young voters and get them interested, especially like just as they're turning 18. So tell me what you guys do in terms of like going into schools and helping them understand how to register to vote and things like that.
We have now a very robust high school outreach program, and they go out into classrooms. They reached thousands of students in their classrooms last year, and they go into an English or a social studies classroom and present a civic education lesson, because the kids not only need to know how to register, but they need to know how to vote, how to find the information they're going to need, and why it's important to vote. And we really find that combining that civic education along with the voter registration opportunity provides them with the right background to get out there and start adulting and voting.
Yeah. And then what is the Youth Huddle?
The Youth Huddle is a group that's comprised of 9 different community groups. It's getting together. I think last year Mayor Gainey was there, and the superintendent of schools was
they're
there.
both there.
And they get high school students together, and with peer support, they discuss their issues, what issues they would want to see. They can discuss those with the elected officials who are there, and they learn how to register themselves and their peers to vote. And they're able to connect with community organizations to help them get out and get involved in their community and claim their voting power.
Yeah. Are there some key things that people either want to know or need to know for voting day? For example, what if somebody tries to challenge you, challenge your right to vote, or things like that? Like, what should people do if that happens to them?
If somebody is challenged, they can call a voter support number, voter protection number, but they can also ask the judge of elections in their precinct for a provisional ballot. And once you're at the polling place, you always have a right to cast a provisional ballot. And then that issue can be sorted out after you do so. And if it's decided in your favor, if you're right, that ballot will count just as much as a regular ballot.
Also, Lisa, on election day, BPEP for years, every election, we have election protection, and we're tied into our vote, 866, our vote. We're tied into the ACLU and other legal groups across the state of Pennsylvania for any issues. I forgot to mention, on September 10th, get your popcorn. BPEP, the League of Women Voters, I'm not the league, but the Kingsley Association and our VIP coalition with Kingsley are hosting the great debate at Kingsley Association in East Liberty for September 10th, and the vice presidential debate on October 1st. So people want to bring their popcorn. We'll have popcorn for you, but that's a debate people want to see. And we're going to have the doors opening at 8. About 8:25, we'll have a presentation on Project 2025. A lot of people have interest in what is all that from the Heritage Foundation, and a lot of controversy. We'll present highlights of that and what offices are up in this election. Then we'll go right to the debate. That's at Kingsley Association on Tuesday, September 10th.
Okay.
You don't want to miss that.
Okay. Well, the other thing, though, quickly, because we're almost out of time, but people are getting a lot of solicitations.
Absolutely.
They're getting text messages, they're getting
All the
mailers
time.
and things like that. How should they, how do you know if that's legitimate or not?
Well, you really do always have to vet your information and know the source, especially when you're getting it from social media. You want to go to an organization, multiple news organizations that have vetted the same information. And of course, League of Women Voters provides all this nonpartisan information at vote411.org. That information is unfiltered. It's exactly what the candidates have provided to us.
On your
so if you want to
guidebook
know what
for the election.
yeah,
we want to mention that.
That same information is put out in a voter's guide, which is published in the New Pittsburgh Courier a couple of weeks before the election. And that voter's guide will also be up on our website. That contains the same information that's in Vote 411. At any time, you can go to vote411.org and find out what the candidates have responded and how to contact them directly.
And in their guide, they'll have positions of the candidates, those who responded.
Those who respond.
Whatever they are, you can look at them side by side. It's a nonpartisan document that they've done for years.
All right. Well, we had a chance to real quickly let everybody see some of those dates and some of those events that are coming up. And again, thank you both for coming. Obviously, it's going to be a busy time for you all.
A lot of people listen. 212-8775 if you have a question on any of this. 412-212-8775.
Okay. And you both have your websites. And
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Thank you both
Thank
so much
you.
for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
don't forget to vote in each and every election.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, up next, a group that is helping small business owners grow and thrive, Intersections. We'll be right back. Well, most small business owners share a common goal, finding ways to grow. Pittsburgh is home to a unique program that helps small businesses thrive and grow. It's called Entrepreneurs Forever. And joining us now to talk about what they do are Tamara, the Vice President of Community Relations and Outreach for Entrepreneurs Forever. Also one of the participants, Donald Robinson. He is the owner of Global Human Performance. Welcome both of you to Intersections.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, so first of all, kind of explain what exactly is Entrepreneurs Forever.
Sure. Entrepreneurs Forever is a national program with its heart and its roots based here in Western PA. We do one thing and one thing only. We help put small business owners together so they can utilize the power of peer learning. So that's truly what we are, a peer group full of small business owners.
Yeah, so what are some of the qualifications to be part of this program?
Sure, we like to see our entrepreneurs have three main accomplishments. They've been in business for over a year, they have between $30,000 and $1 million in revenue, and they work in their business full time.
All right, and Donald, you've been in the group for a few years now. Tell me a little bit about what you found when you were able to join this organization.
Being able to join Entrepreneurs Forever back in 2020, which was already an interesting time to just have a business period, was really helpful in helping me understand how to grow my business IQ. A lot of people talk about working on the business versus working in the business. I own a coaching gym, so working in the business is me coaching. But working on the business are all the strategic aspects of being able to make sure you're making the right decisions, that you're focusing on the right things. And so the facilitator from Entrepreneurs Forever, she's still my facilitator 4 years later. She really helped me with understanding how to not major in the minor things and how to make good decisions, how to think about HR, how to think about what the future is going to entail.
Yeah, so I know, part of this involves actually interacting with peers, people who kind of do something similar business-wise. What is the goal of that? What is the advantage of that?
Really, the goal is to put entrepreneurs together with their peers so they can learn from each other. Sometimes entrepreneurship, those of us who are entrepreneurs know that it can be very lonely. There's only so many times your family or some of your friends want to hear about even the challenges or, even sometimes the triumphs of your business. So being able to put together 10 to 12 business owners, maybe from different industries, and we have the capability, since we're a virtual program, for it to be across geographic areas, really be able to share best practices and get advice and go through issue processing and give updates and being able to hold each other accountable on some of your business goals. That's the real magic of it all.
Yeah, is that what you found? Did you find that kind of camaraderie with other business owners who were experiencing similar to what you were experiencing?
I've really enjoyed being able to work with other small business owners in the program. Some of them are still friends that I talk to a lot now. I've been in a different group now, and so as my business has grown, even the people I've been around have grown. As Tamara mentioned earlier, being able to have people who understand the things that you're going through really help you feel like the problems are a little lighter. When you think about 12 o'clock at noon, your shadow is really small, but at 5 p.m., the shadow is really big. And having that group of support helps keep your problems at 12 o'clock so that they're nice and manageable, because other people are going through it because you can't talk to everybody else about what you're dealing with because they don't get it.
Right. Now, I know that the Heinz Endowment just recently gave Entrepreneurs Forever a $250,000 grant.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how that money will be used in terms of being able to have even more small business owners be part of this program.
We're so excited and very thankful for this gift. It really is a gift not only to us, but really to the business owners in our community, and specifically for the Black business owners. This money is earmarked to help at least 36 to 39 small businesses within our region grow and become, community sustaining and family supporting. So we're excited about it. We're looking for entrepreneurs. So if you fit the categories, please reach out to us via our website.
Okay, and I know that it's not just maybe Pittsburgh or Western PA. I mean, your reach is pretty broad at this point.
It is. I mean, right now we're serving over 1,000 entrepreneurs across 3 states, and we have plans to grow even larger. This particular grant from the Heinz Endowment will be specifically for entrepreneurs in our area.
Okay, and Donald, is there like a key piece of advice that, you know, you've gotten that you really feel like that was exactly what you needed? It's kind of like taking you, you know, to the next level in a sense.
One of the best things that we've talked about in our groups is knowing your numbers. One of the big things that entrepreneurs get into business being able to do well is the product they make or the service they provide. But the structure around the finances, many people are not that strong in that. And so our group's emphasis on being able to know your numbers and being aware of what you need to do really helps with having clarity in your business and making good decisions.
Yeah. And before we go, Tamara, I know that there is a virtual summit coming up.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So we will be having on September 17th our Small Business Success Summit. It's in the morning, so we are just excited to have, you know, a number of speakers. We're giving away prizes, and we really hope it's an opportunity for the small business owners in Western PA just to learn from each other and also discover what it's like to interact with Entrepreneurs Forever.
Okay, and they can go to your website to get the additional information.
Correct. Yes, they can go on our website to register for the summit. All the information should be right on our homepage.
And that's free?
That is free. And I didn't mention, our program is free to the entrepreneurs, so this is no cost. So we are actively going after funding, hence the grant we received from the Heinz Endowment, so that we're able to support our entrepreneurs in our area.
Okay, sounds like a wonderful program. Thanks so much for both of you coming and sharing that information. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And coming up, 2 local authors join us to share how they're trying to create a community that is missing in Pittsburgh. Intersections. We'll be right back. Well, it's said that everyone has a story, and my next guests are working to make sure those stories are read by a growing audience. They formed a new initiative called Black Voices, Bright Futures, and here to share more are author Patrice Wade Johnson, along with author, founder, and CEO of In Touch Consulting, Maisha Howes. Welcome both of you to Intersections.
Thank you for having us.
Well, so obviously you guys have a story. Tell us a little bit about how you became an author, Maisha.
I will honestly say it was just by chance. I had a lot of things built up inside of me, and I needed to get them out. And once I started writing, I realized that there was an appetite for what I was writing. The first book being about your internal healing process, right? And I realized there are a lot of people out here who are hurting and who need that outlet. So I started writing and adding questions to the book. So it really was about me going through my own personal journey.
Yeah. What was your journey like, Patrice?
So I started out writing plays. I've always liked the creativity of putting people's stories together and the what ifs, and you know, and then my dad actually challenged me to write my first book. And I wanted to make sure that as I was penning the books that they were, you know, finding my niche and being able to have a story that's told. And so my stories are, as my son calls them, good chick flicks. But I like to write about the stories of us, our journeys and how we navigate, and the relationships that we have, what empowers us, how we navigate obstacles. And so in each of my novels, that is the basis for my main character.
Yeah, so you mentioned obstacles, and we were talking a little bit about how you came up with this idea for this initiative, and you were seeing things done in other areas that weren't being done here. Tell us what you were seeing in some other areas where it comes to Black authors kind of coming together and having an outlet.
So one of the things that I noticed was just the collaboration that existed in being able to have a platform of Black voices. And that was something that there was a void for that here, and having the collective and, you know, just being able to come together and letting people know these are all great works, fiction and nonfiction, that you need to be aware of.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for you attended some of these events also,
Yes,
right?
Yeah. So for me, similar to what Patrice stated, but just finding our voice and recognizing there are a lot of spaces where there are Black authors that are not being recognized, right? When you look at our educational system, we don't have a lot of books written by Black authors as a part of the curriculum, even when you think about higher education. So we really wanted to give a voice to this community and come together as a collective, right?
So you came up with this program, Black Voices, Bright Futures, and you had your first event already. What was the idea behind the event, bringing people together and having these forums? How was it constructed?
So we wanted to make sure that it was not just, come and here are some authors. We wanted to make it informative for the community. And that was the reason, not only did we have a children's author reading by the author, so that children are beginning that experience at a very young age, but also a women's panel where women could come together and have this conversation with women authors about those lived experiences, and the men's panel where the men could come together and have those conversations and that experience as well.
And it sold out quickly. Were you surprised that it was sell out so fast?
I would say yes, but grateful because I recognize then there's an appetite here in Pittsburgh, right? There were so many authors that responded to the call. I was surprised. I didn't know that we had that many authors here, Black authors specifically, here in the local Pittsburgh area. So yes, surprised, but pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So how do you grow this? How do you grow your initiative? What do you think is your next step?
So for us, this is the start of history, and that was our inaugural event. And the goal is to have greater partnerships. So, I would love to have a partnership like with one of the universities, and, that we can then expand the audience that we're able to bring in, have additional resources for what we want to be able to offer to the literary community, as well as to integrate these works. I don't want to just have this one, event in a silo, but as an introduction to our school districts, to our colleges and universities. As you are building your curriculums and having in author speakers, you need to look home and you need to be able to say, oh, I have these authors that are right here and I can incorporate these works into what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys do next, because it sounds like you're off to an amazing start.
Yes.
So thanks so much for sharing it, and let's stay in touch so we can see what else happens next for you.
Absolutely. We appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'll have my last word when we come back. Engaged. Usually it's a word we use when we're talking about two lovebirds ready to take that next step in their relationship. It's a commitment, and that means putting in the time and effort it takes to make a relationship work. Similarly, when you hear the phrase engaged voters, it means taking time to be knowledgeable about the process, your rights and decisions. Information is power and helps you make choices based on what matters to you. So get engaged. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Intersections.